All right. So first, I've got this article. All right. This is from Reuters. This actually has a really good breakdown of the whole what was going on. And let me get rid of this real quick. Thank you. All right. So judges, fracking, and a fly. Now the fly, the fly. We'll get to the fly. We'll get to the fly actually. Six takeaways from the U.S. vice presidential debate. Wednesday night's matchup between Vice President Mike Pence and Democratic challenger Senator Kamala Harris unfolded largely free of the chaos that marred last week's debate between President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. All right, so this is one of the key ones here, packing the court. Frustrated that Trump and the Republican-controlled Senate may soon cement a 6-3 conservative majority on the Supreme Court, some on the left have called on Biden to expand the 9-member court to 11 or 13 seats. Harris declined to say whether she supported that idea. No, she didn't just decline. She straight up ignored it and rolled right past it, right? I mean, how frustrating.
3 question times she was asked, and Mike Pence kept trying to push her, and I was like, go Pence,
Yeah.
go, get her, and she would not answer the question, which of course we all know means that both she and Biden are in favor of stacking the court, which is a bad idea.
Of course it is. 150 years. It's been 9 judges on the Supreme Court. 150 years. Why are we changing it? Oh, right. Because you want to make it easier for you to change the rules, isn't it? Isn't that right, Democrats? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So that
they
pisses
can't
me
win,
off.
so they're taking their toys and saying we're going to create an entirely different game. And this is not like people need to really understand. This is not a small deal. The Supreme Court is one of the primary checks in the check and balance system. Like if there was ever another constitutional amendment that I would be in favor of, it would be limiting the Supreme Court to 9 judges. Because if they pack the court, it's just going to become like an arms race. It's going to become like as soon as a Republican gets in, they're going to put more judges on the court, and they're just going to go back and forth. Supreme Court's going to be nothing.
Right, exactly. They would be setting precedents. Oh, you have the majority? Well, we'll just make it 21 people on the Supreme Court. Why stop at 13, at 11? Stop. Let's just we want the majority, so we'll just throw 7, 8 more people on there to make it have the majority. Like, God, no, you need the people to vote in who's in the Senate. The Republicans control the Senate. That work with the Republican president at the time. That's why they're filling the seat. That's just how it works. There's a checks and balances system for that. So that really annoys me. Obviously, they're trying to cheat the system. So let's move forward. The policy to the fore. A relative sedate atmosphere allowed stark policy differences to come to the fore. On climate change, for example, Pence inaccurately said that its cause was still unknown, despite overwhelming scientific consensus that human activity, mainly the burning of fossil fuels, is to blame. He never said that it was unknown. He never said that. He said, I'll follow the science, and that's it. That's what he said. I'll follow the science. Whatever the science says, we'll go with that. He didn't deny it at all.
No.
God, this is ridiculous.
He's just being very calm and factual, which is what Mike Pence does. Like, Mike Pence is boring. He's not going to be outlandish, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the perfect compliment to Donald Trump, actually. You know, if anything, he makes Donald Trump look or he balances out the team between, the Trump administration and the Pence administration, like together, they're kind of like yin and yang. He's the cool, calm politician, really, and then you got Trump, who's this bombastic, I want to go do this stuff. Let's get it done. I'm a businessman. I want to make it done, get it over with. Let's do this. And, anyway, let's keep moving. No, he also said that Biden's proposed fixes would be too expensive. Harris, on the other hand, called climate change an existential threat and framed Biden's plan as a nationwide project to create jobs and build infrastructure while also reducing climate warning emissions.
Everything is an existential threat to these people. Everything. Racism is an existential threat. Like
white people are.
Yes, white people are an existential threat.
Yeah, exactly. Pence also inaccurately said that Biden would ban hydraulic fracturing. Well, actually, just simply fracking. That's what they were saying. Biden, in fact, has said repeatedly he would not pursue a fracking ban. Yes, he did multiple times. There's many videos of him saying he would ban fracking outright. Literally verbatim, ban it outright. I don't I mean, I don't understand where they're getting this information from.
Journalism is dead, so far as I'm concerned.
It has died. My goodness, it's ridiculous. All right, let's say he goes, it is a key issue in the electoral backgrounds like Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, where the technique has led to a boom in energy production over the past decade. Yeah, jobs. And then, of course, the fly. All right, I'm going to do a sidebar into the fly thing because I got a whole article that talks about the fly. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Coloring inside the lines. Following last week's insult-laden debate between Biden and Trump, both candidates took a relatively low-key approach, greeting each other respectfully and rarely raising their voices. What? No.
No.
Pence was respectful and classy. Kamala was not.
Excuse me, Adam. Excuse me, Adam. I'm speaking.
Go ahead.
Excuse
please.
me. I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Adam. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Can you believe it? You know. All right. Now listen. The first time she said it, like, excuse me, I'm speaking. I was like, yeah, okay. But then when he stopped talking and she kept looking, she didn't continue. She kept looking at him. I'm speaking right now. Exactly, it was like, it went from like, all right, that's fine. You could say it, to full on Karen mode, or full on like, you're grilling in the point that he's already stopped. He already was sitting there waiting for you. Now you have that condescending look on your face, that smile that says, I got you, because you're, now and of course all the mansplaining things is coming out. It's like, it was just because she's a woman and he was a guy doesn't mean that's what was going on. You're a woman, Karlyn. What do you think? Tell me your thought processes on this.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Okay, good.
Mansplaining is a real thing. I firmly believe that mansplaining is a real thing. However,
let me explain it to you.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I got you.
No, but I've absolutely been mansplained too. For some reason, it always comes in threes, and it almost always comes from, like, no offense, Adam, but like flipping soy boys. Like, that's always where it comes from.
I'm not a soy boy. Why would I be offended there? Come on.
Okay.
I don't even like soy just because I'm a vegan. I'm like the opposite of a soy boy, honestly.
I just want to make sure I'm maintaining your safe space.
Oh, come on. I don't need a safe space. Do you know me at all? Come on. I got thick skin. I could take it.
But here's the thing. Mike Pence was not mansplaining. He was not mansplaining at all. And mansplaining is not one of those things that's like an insurmountable thing. You just have to stand your ground and not allow the man to do it. And if Kamala Harris can't, like, let's just assume for a second that Mike Pence was mansplaining. If she can't deal with that, then she should not be running for vice president of the United States. Like, please.
Mansplaining. Look at this. A mansplanation from a man's.
God.
Oh gosh, I'm not gonna read this. All right, we're not gonna get into this, but there are countless articles about this whole thing about how they're making it a woman. Pence was a man, she's a woman, so they're making it about that. No, Pence was just calling out her lies. She was lying over and over again, and he was like, "This is ridiculous. You're lying about this. Like, here's the truth. And how about you answer the question that I'm asking? Are you going to pack the court? Are you going to pack the court?" I got to give a shout out to Tim. His video on it is just, he just nails it. So if you haven't watched his video, go check out his video on the debate last night. He nails it. And I was actually timing. I was like, man, I don't know if this moderator is accurately giving the time to each people. So I started timing it. So Pence would be, he would get his 2 minutes, she would cut him off, and then Kamala would get her 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And I was like, okay, so she's giving Kamala a little extra time, huh? Okay, well, let's make sure she's giving Pence enough time. I started timing him too. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, Pence, during Pence's time, he's looking over at Kamala and asks her, are you going to do this? And she starts to respond, says something that was a lie, and he goes, that's a lie. And that's when she said, I'm speaking right now. She literally said it during Pence's time. It wasn't even during her own time. He was asking her a question. She completely avoided it because she didn't want to answer it, and then pulled that I'm speaking right now. So it wasn't like she was being interrupted during her own time. She was actually taking Pence's time. I actually have this art, like all this time, the time. Check this out. Mike Pence spoke for 36 minutes and 27 seconds. Kamala Harris, 36 minutes, 24 seconds.
Oh,
A 3-second difference.
this is actually different than the one I saw, because the one I saw
they're
had
all
her
over
at
the
like
place.
had like 38 minutes for Kamala. But like, either Kamala
And how
was
much
like
for Pence?
36 for Pence, 38 for Kamala. And so they're
And
actually
I've
saying that
seen
Kamala spoke more.
I've
Yeah.
seen both of them. I've seen all sorts of different timing, but that's irrelevant. They at the end, okay, that's actually more a judge on the moderator,
Mm-hmm.
whether the moderator was a successful moderator or not, making sure that they shut up and let the other person speak and stop interrupting whatever. And honestly, every single time Pence was speaking up, it's because he was calling her out for lying.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly she was lying. And then I can't help but think it was a debate. You know what I'm talking about right now? How she was, because she called Biden out for being a racist, for
Right.
supporting or being anti-busing back in the day when Kamala herself had family that, busing helped, because she was able to, they were able to go to a better school, or, whatever it was. I don't remember exactly what it was, but she was calling Biden out in the debates. And then Colbert's like, yeah, what's up with you calling out Biden? And then all of a sudden now you're his VP. Well, it was a debate. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
every single thing, she basically admitted publicly that anything goes in a debate. She can lie or say the truth and then later say that it was a lie, or deny it, or whatever. Just simply saying it was a debate. Like, what does that even mean? So
Right.
you have no credibility? Is that it?
Well, and here's the thing too, is like, what did they want Pence to do? Like, what could Pence have done
Right.
that would not have been considered mansplaining? Because I firmly believe that like half
Right.
those articles were written before the debate, because all they say is
Yeah.
Pence is a man and she's a woman and he was mansplaining. Like, they don't even talk about the substance of the debate. That's all they talk about. Like, what
That's
did they
all
want
they
Pence to do?
had. That's all
Yeah.
they had.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, Pence totally destroyed her. What do we got? He's a man. She's a woman. Oh,
Oh
perfect.
no.
Let's just run with that. Now they're
Yeah.
saying women everywhere. It's resonating because every woman gets mansplained to. What?
Well, every woman does get mansplained too, but most women have
Hold
the.
on. Wait. I don't know if I agree with that, actually, because I've
Ooh.
been mansplained to by women. Women have mansplained to me, and I see them mansplain to other. This mansplain, no. It's being that type of person that just thinks you're right all the time and just explains things to people that may or may not already know it. And they feel like they have, it isn't a guy thing. Maybe guys do it more because men tend to be bolder. I think that is the case. It probably is more prevalent among men, but I've seen it. I've seen women do it too. It isn't just one sex. Anyone can do that. Anyone can explain something and just act like they know it more.
Yeah,
Do you agree with me?
I do agree with that, but I will say that
Okay.
it is really a thing. It is. And again, but here's the thing, like women can't make a big deal out of this. Like if you don't use it as a crutch, it's so stupid. If you are
Right.
strong in your position and you are confident in yourself, then it doesn't really matter if a man mansplains to you or a woman mansplains to you or whatever. Just
Yep.
stand your ground and be confident in your position. And if she can't do that
Yeah.
without complaining that Mike Pence mansplained to me, like she shouldn't be VP. I'm sorry. It's like
I
this is
know.
not even like a high bar to get over.
Right. Or simply just smiling and smirking and looking condescendingly over it, like, oh, you're the
Like
worst.
like Kamala Harris would not be able to run a successful YouTube channel, let alone the vice presidency. I mean, come on. And here's the thing too. She was incredibly unlikable.
I
I
know.
do not want to hang out. I have never liked Mike Pence. I have never been a Mike Pence fan. I wanted to
I
have a
didn't know
beer with
him.
Mike Pence after that last night.
Right?
And granted, he wouldn't have a beer with just me. He has to have his wife involved or whatever. But
Of course.
I found him to be just like calming and reassuring and like the
Yeah.
adult in the room.
Even the fly wanted to hang out with Pence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, let's bring back the fly now. I'm gonna go back to this article. A stray housefly sat for several minutes, like 2 minutes and 10 seconds, I believe, 12 seconds maybe. There was like a fly counter floating around Twitter. It was crazy. Hanging on as he shook his head and parried with Harris over race and criminal justice, providing comic fodder for late night hosts and Twitter users alike. I was laughing, but this is ridiculous. It's the
Yes.
mark of the devil. MSNBC guest says fly landing on Pence was a historical sign of sin. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Dude, this is the guy that ran John McCain's campaign.
This guy?
Yes.
Wow.
That are now saying a fly is the mark of the beast.
I'm not even going to read that article. I'm not going to give it a credence, but this is the craziness that we're saying. We got people saying that, Joe Biden came out with fly swatters. Now you can buy fly swatters on his website. It's like, wow, it's actually kind of funny.
I really think,
I gotta admit, it's a little funny. All right, I'll give it to you, Biden.
Trump has broken them. Trump having COVID and getting over it in like 3 days has broken all of them. They just don't know what to do anymore. It's fantastic. I'm loving every second of it.
I agree. I think, we'll talk about that later, actually, because that goes on with Pelosi and the 25th Amendment. But before we move on, there's something that someone pointed out to me earlier today. Did you catch when Kamala said, "Great segue"? Did you hear when she said that?
No. Okay,
so they made it clear at the beginning of the debates that neither party knew what the questions were. Right? You remember hearing that?
I do. I know where you're going with this now.
Yeah. So for Kamala to just bust out, "Nice segue," and the moderator goes, "Yes, exactly. Here's the next question." And then she dropped the next question. How did Kamala know that?
Wow.
How did she know it was a good segue? I know how, because she knew what the questions were. She was prepared. Somehow she knew it was a good segue because she knew what the next question was. How did she know what the next question was? How would she have known that it was a good segue? Huh? What about that, Harris Biden? What do you think?
I hate these people so much. And this is why, and I know we're going to talk about the virtual debate. This is why I'm completely in favor of Trump not participating in that virtual debate, because Biden is going to cheat. Biden is going to cheat every 6 ways from Sunday if they go through that debate. So I completely agree with Trump. There's no reason to participate.
None. He's going to use a teleprompter. No one can check him. He could sit there and have people all around him on the other side of the cameras writing whatever he needs to say. Oh, respond with this, holding up signs like whatever. You got to say this now, oh, back off from that. And it's like, God, it needs to be live. If you can't handle it live, stop using COVID as an excuse. We'll put you in a box. There's articles about how the plexiglass semicircles that they had were useless.
Well, there was not even plexiglass in front of the moderator.
Yeah, exactly. So if the moderator had COVID, it was just a spectacle. That's all it is. It's a big spectacle. Man, ridiculous.